Welcome again. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, published by Simon & Schuster Saga Press. Today we're going to be reviewing some books by Mr. Simon R. Green. He's a British author, a British writer. This guy was born in August 1955 in Bradford-on-Avon, Wiltshire, England. He holds a degree in modern... we don't give a shit we don't give a shit about this. We just give a shit about Deathstalker. Deathstalker. His fantastically fun science fiction, space opera, fantasy, mega super hit series. I'm just going to read to you what I wrote on Goodreads, all right? I'm just going to read that review to start off with. This is a space opera like none other. A strange, twisted space opera with a sordid mix of high-tech swordplay and wondrously warped and quirky characters. Green blends enough daring-do, space battles, gladiator matches, and wry banter in the first 100 pages than all of Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, and Guardians of the Galaxy combined. That was my review on Goodreads. And that doesn't even do it justice. That's the tip of the iceberg. That doesn't even tell you how awesome this is. You know, this book has everything in it. It's like this Simon Green, he's like, man, I'm going to write a space opera, and whatever cool idea I come up with, I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'm not going to care. I'm going to put it in my books in this series. And I'm telling you, it's got everything. I mean, it's got like Tony Soprano style, family, mob, drama. It's got clone legging. It's got elves. It's got aliens with battle armor that you just can't kill them. They're badass aliens. It's got cybernetic people, half human, half machines. It's got girls in Catholic schoolgirl outfits that can just kick your ass, kind of like Kill Bill. It's got gladiators, assassins, starship captains. It's got swords, magic talismans, faster than light travel, different planets, different anything. It's got, you name it, the dude put it in there. It's got journalists. It's got everything. It is cool. Some of the characters, let's go through some of the characters, right? Our main guy, Owen Deathstalker. He's a historian. He's kind of like our Indiana Jones. He's like a historian from an aristocratic family. He's an historian. He just wants to write history books. But yet, he's one of the most deadly people on the planet. And he's a wanted man. And then we've got Hazel Dark. One of my favorite characters. The red-haired fireball of a clone legger. You know, that's what she is. She's kind of like a smuggler, like a Han Solo type smuggler. Kind of comes and rescues the Deathstalker from assassination. And they sort of team up on Deathstalker's badass spaceship. Because remember, he's a rich aristocrat. And he's got the coolest spaceship of all time with Osmondius, the artificial intelligence that runs the spaceship. And he's the most smart alecky artificial intelligence you'll ever have. You know, then we got Captain Silence, the starship captain, that's kind of chasing everybody around. And we've got Investigator Frost, his sort of sidekick. And you don't want, and the investigators are just the badasses of the universe. They're kind of like the Sith of the Star Wars universe, you know. We've got Lionstone, the Empress, that rules over everything. And then underneath her, we got the mob families, like the Wolfs and the Campbells, like Valentine Wolf, our goth, emo sort of hero who's just on battle drugs. He just takes battle drugs, so he just fight all the time. He just kills everybody in his path. And he's got a smile on his face while he does it because he's high on battle drugs. And then we got Finlay Campbell, the masked gladiator. Nobody knows who he is. He's Finlay Campbell of Clan Campbell, and he's the masked gladiator, the most dangerous man in the universe. And then we've got Kid Death, the other most dangerous man in the universe. And then we've got Lionstone's bodyguard, Dram, who is also the most dangerous guy in the universe. And then we've got Investigator Razor, who is another most dangerous guy in the universe. And then we've got Ruby Journey and Jack Random, some more smugglers and thieves and assassins, and Stevie Blue, the elf. And oh my gosh, there's so many cool characters, and they're all the most badass person on the planet and in the universe, right? And it's cool because they all just think that they're the most badass. They all smart off to each other. They all just get embroiled in so many political intrigues and just things that they shouldn't be doing. And it is one space adventure after the next with this cast of just this. It's just a cast of crazy people, just a cast of wild and silliness, and it's just so much fun. I mean, you can't read these books without just being like, man, every page is packed with just super fun. And look at the covers. The covers are done nicely too. You know, the covers are done nicely. They represent a lot of the characters on each cover that you can get. And, you know, I love this series. It's kind of one of my guilty pleasure series. Is it high art? No, not at all. It's not at all. It's pulpy science fiction, over the top. It's like Kill Bill in outer space is what it is. I mean, it's like it's like every, you know, take every cool thing out of Japanese anime that you can imagine and put it into a science fiction series, and you got it. You know what I'm talking about. It's just one crazy adventure after the next. I mean, I won't get into the plot too much. You know, it's basically the Deathstalker is the most wanted man in the universe. Everybody's sort of chasing him. Meanwhile, we've got on planet Golgotha, we've got Lionstone and and she's very protected by a lot of bodyguards, and she's the ruler of the universe. And then we've got all of her henchmen and all of the people trying to kill her. And then we've got all of the aristocratic families that sort of are around her, and they're all kind of like mob bosses, right? They're all just kind of like Tony Soprano, and and all their families too. They've got all their families that are all just, you know, like Clan Wolf, like I said, has Valentine Wolf, the ne'er-do-well son that just is always causing trouble. He's just and then Clan Campbell has Finlay Campbell, the masked gladiator. I mean, there's so many things going on in this, so many intriguing plot lines that are just fun. It's just fun. There's nothing deep in this. There's no themes. There's nothing, you know, you don't have to really concentrate too hard to read these. It's very easy reading and very well written. You know, Simon R. Green does a great job writing these. I mean, these are just 8 books, little treasures in my library, because they're so cool. They're just, I mean, the only way to describe this is cool dialed up to 10, 11, 13. It's just cool, coolness off the charts. Coolness off the charts. That's what it is. So I give the entire Deathstalker series, you know, 9.5 for the whole thing. From Deathstalker to Deathstalker Rebellion, Deathstalker War, Deathstalker Destiny, Deathstalker Honor, Deathstalker Return, Deathstalker Coda, Deathstalker Legacy. Yeah, you got to read them. I mean, they go in order. I mean, you can't just pick up the last one and it is a long. There's a lot of plot threads, and that's another thing I want to mention to this. There's a lot of characters and a lot of plot threads, and they're interwoven. I mean, I say this is light, easy breezy sci-fi pulp fiction type reading, but it's actually pretty well plotted and set up with so many different plot threads, so many different characters just betraying each other, then not betraying each other, then falling in love, and then not falling in love, and then killing each other. There's a lot of death. Oh, yeah, you don't. Yeah, I mean, this is like Game of Thrones, you know. Don't get too attached to any one character. Like, every character is the most badass person in the story, and they're all cool. They're all super cool. And you're going to find ones that's your favorites, but don't hang on to them. Don't hang on to them, because someone's going to stab them in the back or shoot them in the eye with a blaster or cut their head off with a laser sword at some point. And they just will. So I would give the Deathstalker saga altogether a 9.5 out of 10. Especially the first one, right? I mean, the first one's right up. Some of them dip below, you know, a little bit, but overall, I think if you want to read some great sci-fi, just go out and get these Deathstalker books. They will scratch your itch for years.